Have that toggle down.
Okay.
Start button's right there. Turn signals are right here.
Got it.
This is a digital tachometer. It's right there. 3,000 RPM is a good sweet spot for our bikes.
Okay.
So third gear, you're about 45 miles an hour. It's kind of a reference point for you.
Got
You
it.
kind of know what you're doing.
Okay, very good.
All right. So really
2016 Victory Gunner, guys. Man, I've been looking forward to riding this bike. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah, man, this is a 2016 model Victory Gunner. Man, this feels good. I like the engine sound. Getting used to the bike here. Pouring down rain. I'm sitting on 1,731 cc's of raw power here, and it's slippery as hell. This is raining down pretty hard now, and the roads here are really slippery, man. And on top of that, I got 1,731 cc's right under my ass here, and that's a lot of power that I have to control here in this wet weather. This is bloody dangerous, man. This is probably the most dangerous test ride that I've ever done in these wet conditions. And this amount of power on this bike, this thing's got about 110 foot-pounds of torque, man. And I already felt the back end slip here a couple of times, so I'm just gonna focus here on getting back safely. This is some hardcore driving, man. Hardcore riding here in the wet. Bloody dangerous stuff. The most powerful engine, and it had to rain today. Amazing. Alright, I've got a good sense of this bike now. This is the 2016 Victory Gunner. It's retails for about $12,999, so it's one of their entry-level bikes. And man, I like the feel of this bike. This has got the 106 engine, 106 cubic engine, and that translates to about 1,731 cc's. Man, this sounds good. Sounds really good. That's the I think that's the hardball right there next to me. I'm on the Gunner. Man, this feels good. Raw power, man. American raw power. It's got a lot of torque, a lot of power down low, man. The Rapid said keep it around, 3,000 revs. I'm in third gear here, around 3,000 rev, and I can understand what he was saying. I can feel the sweet spot of this bike. Man, I feel like Superman riding this. I like the feel of this bike. This is a cruiser style. Legs are pretty much forward. The riding position is pretty low. The seat's about 25 inches tall. So, short riders here, man, you can get on this bike. And tall riders, not a problem at all. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm finding it very comfortable here in the cockpit. I got a good sense of this bike now, man. This thing's got a lot of power. If you haven't ridden man, that looks good. That bike looks good. This one looks great too. I'm on the suede green color in this Gunner bike. It's a suede green finish, man. And this handlebar is pretty wide here, man. I feel so confident. And man, it looks like it's gonna get rainy here pretty soon, so I'm gonna try to make the most of this right now. Get as much footage as I can in before it starts pouring down. And man, hear this engine sound, man. This engine sounds really good. You can feel that, hear that sound of that V-twin engine, 106 cubic engines. Man, there's nothing like an American V-twin engine, man. Whether it's on a Harley or a Victory, there's nothing quite sounds like a V-twin engine. A cool V-twin engine just makes an awesome sound. So Man, this bike is really, really cool. I'm still in third gear. I haven't had the chance to pull it over third gear. I'm cruising here in third gear. Apparently this thing's got about 6 gears, right? So that's an extra an extra gear over the Harleys. The Harleys have five gears. Most of the Japanese have 5 gears as well. So yeah, man, feels good. This handlebar is pretty unique. It's kind of like a V shape, really, really wide. Man, I feel like Superman riding this. Man, like nothing like it. Man, it's a badass bike, man. This is a really, really badass bike. If you want to be like the badass in your neighborhood, you want to be the badass in town, man, you get that badass feeling riding this bike, man. You feel like real bad riding this bike. It gives you that kind of feeling, man. Man, this cruises really, really well. Just like that way that sounds, man. It sounds really, really good. Oh man, this rain is coming down. So yeah, man, this is a cool bike, man. 25-inch seats really comfortable. It's meant for just one rider, right? You can't take a passenger on this bike, man. And that bike in front of me looks pretty cool too. I think the difference between that one and this one is that's got like 2 discs up front. This one's just got a single disc, so the braking on that one's going to be slightly better. But man, I'm enjoying this. It's got a digital tachometer. The speedo's analog, the tachometer's digital. It's got a 4.5 gallon tank, and this thing's supposed to give you like about 45 miles a gallon, so you can go pretty far here. With 4.5 miles, you'd easily get over 200 miles, I think, on range-wise, so you can go on some pretty long cruises. Man, it's starting to pour here and it's starting to get slippery, so I'm gonna have to watch my riding here and get back safely. But man, this is a pretty cool bike. A lot of power. This 106 engine, man, sounds really, really good. It's got a lot of torque down low, and I'm just gonna have to control it here in this wet weather. It's coming down pretty hard here now. It's getting bloody dangerous, man. It's getting bloody dangerous. Here and get back. It's pouring out pretty hard here. Man, I think I got a couple last turns here. We're gonna head back here. I think there's only me riding to test drives today. They didn't let anyone else out, so I was fortunate enough to get this thing in. I'm not really sure this is a good idea riding this kind of dangerous weather and in this kind of power bike, but I've enjoyed this ride. This is a cool bike, man. A lot of power. You're sitting down pretty low. This thing weighs about 649 pounds, right? 650 pounds. It's a pretty big bike, pretty heavy bike. Yeah, but the thing about this bike is the power's down low. I gotta take this corner here, man. These road conditions are bloody dangerous, bloody slippery, man. So I'm gonna head back here, pull it back in. I'm the only one with this instructor that rode today. They pull out the Can-Ams took out the 3-wheelers. Alright, let's pull back here. Yeah, let's get back here, man. Just the last couple of turns. Man, this thing sounds really, really good. Let's wake up the neighborhood here, man. This is a badass bike. You can be a really badass on this bike, man. Badass bike, badass sound. Be the bad boy on the neighborhood, man, riding this. Yeah, so here we go, man. All the bikes, no one's taken any rides out today due to the weather. I was just lucky to get this in. Man, I don't know whether I was crazy or what. I'm just glad to be back. Glad to be back here, man, in one piece, man. I don't recommend taking this kind of power out on a wet road ever in the future. Crazy day. Crazy ride. Crazy bike. One badass bike, man. This is one badass bike.